The unthinkable. Imagine a child being witness to the decapitation of two of her playmates.
This is a systematic pattern of using slavery as a tool of genocide and slavery as a tool of ethnic cleansing, and that on the way these horrific executions occurred so that the other children would be compliant and would not have any thought of trying to escape.
A fear tactic to keep them in control.
Horrific abuse, rapes, beatings, sexual mutilation, and amputations. Can this really be happening right now, today, in the 21st century?
So what we see happening in Darfur, in the west of Sudan, happened here for 23 years.
Here, in South Sudan, the desert was drenched with the blood of innocent people, Black Christian Sudanese, brutalized from 1983 to 2005. And while a 2005 comprehensive peace agreement stopped the bloodshed during a war which lasted for 23 years between the North and the South, no provisions were ever made for the eradication of slavery and the release of tens of thousands of people held as slaves in the northern part of the region.
When the Janjaweed and all of the Baggara Arabs were given tacit approval to unleash this scorch the earth policy, we were duped in the West into believing that it was a civil war. It was not. It was a jihad that was declared against a people because of their race and because of their religion. And the taking of slaves is occurring right now in Darfur.
The Arab Dinka Peace Committee, with the support and resources of Christian Solidarity International, CSI, have for nearly 15 years freed men, women, and children who were taken into slavery by the Islam extremists. In my second trip to Sudan with CSI, I am again stunned by man's inhumanity toward man. Meet Mibo. Taken from her family several years ago, she has endured female mutilation, frequent beatings, to the extent that now she has kidney failure.
Tell her that no child of God and no sister of mine should ever experience such horrible things. And tell her that now she is free and that she'll never have to experience that again.
Mibol, like tens of thousands of others, have lived in sheer terror. A choke is from Mariel Bai, kidnapped in the early 90s, along with 3 others. But they tried to run away during their attack on their village and were killed.
They cut their throats.
Anouk holds her baby while she explains she had to leave her other child behind, a 5-year-old boy, leaving her brokenhearted.
Oh my.
Pastor Heidi McGinnis, a member of the CSI team, listens to each story with a mother's heart.
How did this scar happen here?
And it's not just women and children who are branded like animals and abused. Grown men are humiliated. Geraint Koan Oroa was on his way to the market to sell his cattle when the Janjaweed swooped down and captured him and 4 other people. He explains that while being held as a slave, he refused to be treated like the animals he was caring for. So his master pierced his lip with a stake and tied it to a rope to keep him from running away. He's been sold at least 2 times, and now that he's free, he will search for his beloved wife and children who were also taken as slaves.
You can't hear the stories of children with their heads being cut off, even as a journalist, and not feel something. So, the stories continue, and about the tortures and the living hell that the people go through. But hopefully, the work that these abolitionists are doing will continue to penetrate the world and let the world know that they can't stand still. They can't plug their ears and close their eyes as if nothing is happening.